Hi there. I'm constantly on the lookout for patterns and ways of thinking that get in the way of the natural flow and joy in our lives. And one of the patterns that has been coming to my attention a lot in the last week or two is a pattern of having difficulty saying no when people we love are wanting things from us. Now, this could be a child, and a child of any age. It could be a baby that is wanting to feed all through the night, or it could be a teenager who is demanding our attention or wants this, wants that. Or it could be a partner. This pattern can come up in lots of different situations, and it certainly has in my life. The reason I can speak about this is it's something I'm really familiar with, and it's something that I have to pay attention to pretty often because it comes to get you. You know, it's one of those patterns that if you don't pay attention and it starts running your life, then what happens from my own experience is you end up either extremely exhausted or overwhelmed, and then you start getting angry and resentful, and you start blaming that person you love and saying that it's their fault. Like, you might not do that outright, but you will perhaps start complaining about them, or you might start thinking, oh, they're so needy, or couldn't they just, look after themselves, or can't they, deal with that? Why are they dumping this stuff on me? You start sort of blaming, even if it's very subtly, you start blaming the other person. And you might start feeling resentful about the situation. And to me, that is a really clear sign that there's this pattern that is running things, rather than you being clear and open and available. Now you're in a situation where you're stressed, you're overwhelmed, and you're starting to feel resentful. So this is a situation I'm very familiar with, and as I said, I have to really watch out for it. And it's really worth investigating closely when this is coming up, because there's a wealth of beliefs and stories underneath that pattern that are sort of driving it. And it's really worth checking those out. And I've found that one of the main beliefs that's underneath that pattern is a belief in my own neediness. And this might seem a little strange to you, but basically I think what happens is we project neediness out onto other people. So we see it in other people. We think, oh, that person, I can't say no to them because they'll get really, really upset and they need me. But what's really happening is our own neediness is being projected out there onto those other people, and that's why we find it so hard to say no to them, because we've got our own pain being triggered in that situation. So even though it's challenging, it's difficult, I really recommend having a look within yourself and seeing if you are feeling needy, or if you've ever felt needy in your life, and investigating that neediness, investigating whether you are believing that your needs have not been met recently or even sometime in your own childhood. Obviously, it's often stuff coming from our childhood. And that's why it's really worth investigating this deeply, questioning it, getting help if we need to get clear of those beliefs, and ultimately to get clear of that pattern of struggling with saying a clear no when we need to. If we can say a clear no and not get pulled into that overwhelm and resentment, then we're much, much more available for the people we love. And we're with them with an energy of presence and helpfulness and care, rather than being with them in an energy of resentfulness or overwhelm. It's a much, much nicer way to be. So hopefully you've found that helpful, and it's got some sort of process going that will help clear that pattern in your life if it exists. Thank you very much. Bye.